Alright, so today we're doing an easy everyday makeup tutorial. I hope you like it. This is the look that we are going to be filming today. Okay, so if you like this look, keep watching. Okay, first things first, you need to start with a clean, moisturized face. I have already cleaned and washed my face. One of my new favorite things that I like to do before I do any kind of foundation, anything like that, is this Olay mist. We're going to do this after we prime, okay? So first we're going to prime. I'm almost out of this, but this is the Laura Mercier, I don't know how you say it, primer. This is a little bit more of a pricier primer, but I like it. It also has a little bit of a green hue in it for people who do have a little bit more redness they like to cover up. So I also use this little Clinique Pep Start is what I've been using a little bit. It's just a moisturizer, but it's like a thicker one. I got it as a free gift. I don't know if you can see. So I use some of this too. And this is just to help. As you can see, the consistency, I don't know, you can't really see it that good. But it's a bit thicker. I feel like it helps get my pores a little bit more even. On to the next. So now we're going to use our Olay mist. We're going to spray all over. Woo. And now my favorite foundation is this Fit Me foundation. I usually do it in the matte, but I've recently found out that I really love the dewy and smooth. I'm into a dewy vibe right now. My color is 330 Toffee. Yay, 330. Anyways, 330 Toffee, and this works really well for me. And this is the kind of foundation I've been using for about, I'd say, 3.5 years now, and it's done me well. I enjoy it. It's a more medium coverage, I'd say. It's definitely buildable. I do have just a bit, just like a little bit of hyperpigmentation on my forehead. It's nothing crazy. But I have a little bit. So we are going to blend all of this in. I do love my beauty blender, but these are much cheaper and do a really great job. This is by Real Techniques. Okay, so we're going to blend this in. All blended. Okay, and so you can go back in and build this up a little bit more if you want. I usually pretty much leave it like this. So now I'm going to use some of my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and the color I believe is Tan Sand. Now, I think Tan Sand might be just a smidge too light for me, but it's what I got. That's what we're using. I like to conceal under my eyes. I just like to do a smidge here, smidge here. That's it. I might do a little bit. No, I'm not gonna do it today. Sometimes I do a little bit in my crease of my lips, and that's just because sometimes it looks a little darker, but we're good today. So, pause before we blend this in. We're gonna use our handy dandy Olay mist again, and I got this at Target, so it's very affordable. I think it's like 10 bucks. Same with the foundation. I get that at Target, or Ulta has it as well. So to blend our concealer, you want to press into your eye and then drag it out. And so I drag mine down and out. Okay, and then I do like to go over my eyeballs, or eyelids, I should say. Okay, and then I'm going to blend out here. And again, I do have a little bit of hyperpigmentation, so my forehead is a little darker than the rest of my face. But I will show you how I kind of combat that in a minute. It really works well with a contour. Okay. I think we're blended. Next, we're going to contour. So, I got this randomly. It's by Black Radiance, randomly at Target before my brother-in-law's wedding. And I think I just was desperate and just needed something. But I really, really, really like it. And I'm going to use this kind of flat, hard brush. So it has some firmness to it, as you can see. And I like to use this kind of brush because it helps me have more control when I go into contour. So I get a lot of questions on contouring. It's really simple when you get the hang of it. So I use the darker color right here. I don't use the lighter color for really anything unless I'm just a little bit lighter, which I kind of am for the winter time, and if I just want to blend it. Okay, so I get some on my brush, and then my cheekbones are weird. So I have a very round face, but I do have cheekbones there, so I like to round my contour. Okay, so I'm going to go around, round it. Okay, and then same thing with this side. Round it out. Okay, and then we're going to touch here, a little bit here. Okay, and I know it looks crazy right now, guys. It won't look as crazy. And you can't see this as well, but I do like to contour my jaw. And that's just to help me feel a little bit more snatched. So now we're going to blend this. All right, and so I have never blended this on the computer, but we're going to go with it, okay? So when you blend, you want to go up. And that's because you don't want to take your contour farther down. So I'm going to lift this up. So push it up. And then once I feel good about how I've pushed it up, then I'm going to circle to smooth it in a bit. So circle motions to smooth. And when we do our forehead, we're going to push back. Okay, and that's because you don't want to go any further out. So push back and then blend the outside into your skin. I don't like to contour my nose. I don't know why. It makes me so anxious all the time, but I really hate seeing people with their noses like looking fake. So how I contour my nose, I just use whatever excess is on my brush. And I literally just drag. And that's it. So we're going to blend this a little bit better with the Beauty Blender. This is the color that I use to deepen my contour. I use this every now and then. It looks like I use it a lot. I use it every now and then to just brighten under my eyes. I like to use this kind of brush. And how I use it, before I put anything on it, I use it to just boom, that kind of motion. I don't know what you call that, but boom. Okay, so I'm going to dab it. I just tap it off just to make sure there's no excess, not too much. And so I'm going to start here, and then I just do my 3. A little bit more, I do my number 3. Okay, and for me, that just kind of gives it more of a natural finish. So we are going to do a little blush. Okay, this is a brush that I like to use for my blush. Some people use much smaller brushes. I grew up just using like a fluffy brush for blush. I saw my mom do it. I just enjoy it. It makes me feel like a grown-up. So that's what I do. I use this blush from NYX, NYX, however you want to call it. It's in the color Amber. And it just makes me feel like such a cute girl. I don't know why. I think it's just so pinky and just fresh. So I like to use this. And so with your blush, you want to tap away because you don't want any fallout. So you want to make sure you tap away. And then again, if you have a problem finding the apples of your cheeks or where you want your blush to go, I always smile. My mom taught me how to do this when I was a kid. So I always smile when I do my blush, but this is how you do it. You want to blend up. I remember when I was younger, when I was dancing at like a recital, one of my dance recitals, one of my friends made fun of me. It was like not in a good way. She's like, I always smile when I do my blush. Rachel, she said that to me, and it hasn't changed. I still smile when I do my blush. So now we're going to do a quick highlight. Now I got this for Christmas too, I think last year. or no, I don't remember when I got it, but this is one of the Fenty Beauty highlighters. It's the Kilowatt Hustler Baby. I also have a really cheap alternative that's very similar in color. This is what I was using before I got it, and this is a Wet n Wild, and I don't buy like hardly anything Wet n Wild, but this is a Wet n Wild highlighter, and this is the Wet n Wild, and this is the I can't remember, Hustler Baby, that's what it's called, the Fenty Beauty one. And so the Fenty Beauty is just a much creamier, which is what you want for a highlighter, but and the Wet n Wild is a little pinky. But I like a little pinky because I don't do a lot of blush, so sometimes it makes me feel like I'm a little bit more like flush there. So I use them both. I do both. So first I'm going to do, okay, first I'm going to do the Wet n Wild, and that's because it's not as pigmented. And so when you highlight, sorry, pause, when you highlight, you want to hit your cheek where the sun hits it, okay? So again, you can smile if you must, but the sun's going to hit my cheek right about here, okay? And you can see where I've put it, right here. All right, so now I'm going to go back in with the Fenty Beauty. And just deepen it ever so slightly. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right, so this is weird. I don't think I've ever seen anybody else do this before. But one thing that I like to do is just with this specific blush color, rosy colors are really in right now, okay? And I don't want to go buy a palette just to get this kind of rosy color, because I have other palettes that have really good red tones in it. But I really like this. I use it on the blush. I'm going to put it on my eyelids too. I am going to, because I'm doing an everyday look, and I really love a good glowy look, I'm going to use some more of my Hustler Baby. Now, I'm going to just add a little bit in my crease to give me a little definition, and I'm going to do it with a like bronzy color. So this is the Tartelette and Bloom Amazonian Clay palette. Okay, I got this for Christmas as well because my husband's amazing. He got me all these cool makeup things for Christmas, and I love him. And he supports me. Yes. Anyways, so we're going to put a little bit of this in my Cricut solution, and I'm going to blend. Okay, this is a brush from the Urban Decay Smoky palette. I love it. Their palettes come with brushes. Well, I don't know if they still do, because I haven't gotten one in a while, but love it. I'm going to use this to add a little highlight to the crease. Like that. And I'm going to use the same Tartelette palette, and I'm going to use the color Funny Girl. Okay, I'm going to line my eyes. Okay, so that same brush that I used to add into my crease, even though I know I had some like shiny color on it, I'm going to use to blend. Okay, before I do mascara though, I have this facial mist with rose petal. Oh, very fancy. I'm just going to spray this all over my face. I like to do it before mascara to set everything, because once you do the mascara, your eyes are like crazy and stuff. So I use a mirror to apply my mascara. It's because I don't do well, obviously, on the camera or even on the big mirror. I like to get really close. So here we go. And I'm not a lash girl, so like I love how they look, but I'm not into that every day. It's not my jam. It's just too much. So I don't do lashes. All right, lips. So I got this color as a free gift. It is Artist Natural by Makeup Forever. Okay, so It is a cream lipstick. And I am going to add just like a little bit of this Tarte. Ooh, what's the name of this color? Don't know what the name of this color is. I'm going to add a little bit of this. Okay, and now that my mascara is dry, I'm going to do one more spritz. I'm smelling like roses. Yes. Okay. And if you hold tight, then I will show you the finished look. This is the finished look. And my husband and my daughter and I are probably just about to go out and get an early dinner. And this is how I'll go out. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for joining.